reason for this joy I can't control. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, and give everyone a chance to hear about this endless love I know. Oh, what you give to me is not for me to keep, it's for the world to see your love. Every day you're giving me your kindness, every day you're giving me your love. Oh, with every single breath I am reminded that what you give is more than enough. So I'll give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Yeah, you make me shine, you make me glow. You pick me up when I am feeling low. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, and give everyone a chance to hear about this endless love I know. Oh, what you give to me is not for me to keep, it's for the world to see your love. Every day you're giving me your kindness, every day you're giving me your love. Oh, with every single breath I am reminded that what you give is more than enough. So I'll give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Can't keep it to myself, gotta share it with someone else. Your kindness overwhelms my heart, my heart. Can't keep it to myself, gotta share it with someone else. Your kindness overwhelms my heart, my heart. Oh, what you give to me is not for me to keep, it's for the world to see your love. Every day you're giving me your kindness, every day you're giving me your love. Oh, with every single breath I am reminded that what you give is more than enough. So I'll give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Riverkids. It's finally the last week of July and I hope all of you are having a fantastic summer. I know I am. All month we've been finding out what it means to get in the mix and live every day with confidence.
As you can see, we have chairs set up in normal musical chair fashion. We have 3 contestants, but only 2 chairs. We'll start the music, they'll slowly move around the circle, and when the music stops, the first person who's standing will have to be out. However, the person who's out still has a chance to stick around. And I'll ask them a quick fire question, and if they get it right, they can swap with the other person, and then that person has to be out. So, let's get started. Welcome. Let's start. And action. And stop. It looks like Annalise is the first one standing, so I'm gonna ask her a quick fire question. And you can play this at home too, and if you just got out, this question is also for you. Our question is, what is the fastest aquatic animal?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say a shark.
That is a good answer, and I would have guessed that as well. The answer is a sailfish. So that was a really hard question, but good try, and good try to you too if you played. All right, let's get back up and play again. 1, 2, 3, and action. And I'm gonna look away so I'm not cheating. And stop. It looks like it's down to Joe. Your question is, what contains more sugar? Strawberries or lemons?
That's a good question. I think I'm gonna go with lemons.
Lemons is the right answer, so Joe wins. They're gonna switch out. Well, I hope you had a chance.
Good day, friends. I'm Graham. You ever had one of those days? You know, those days where it seems like nothing is going your way, when things seem impossible? Maybe you've had one of those weeks, one of those years even. Well, I've got some good news. I know what can make your day better. Music! But it's true. No matter how your day is going or what kind of mood you're in, music can help you turn things around. It can give you confidence. Confidence is learning to see yourself the way God sees you. Here, I'll show you. Imagine that you're scared about something coming up in your future. All you have to do is play a little music, and then you'll start to feel better. Or what if you've got a big game coming up? You might be feeling a little nervous, a little jittery. Well, play some tunes. And you'll be ready for the game in no time. But what if you're just feeling low? You can sit in your room all day moping, or you can get up and get moving. You see, music can help, and there's so many different kinds of music to choose from. You'll have plenty of options when things seem impossible. Today's story will show us how God deals with the impossible. I think it might be impossible for me to move right now. I'll see you when I figure this out.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of 1 Kings. Chapter 18.
Israel was ruled by many kings who didn't listen to God, but King Ahab was the very worst. He even built a temple to a false god.
Everybody worship Baal. He is very great because, I don't know, he can make it rain and stuff. Woot!
But the Lord sent a prophet named Elijah to deliver a message to King Ahab.
As the Lord lives, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years, except at my word.
You pipsqueak. Baal can make it rain. Also, off with your head.
Elijah quickly departed the palace, and at the Lord's direction, he escaped and hid east of the Jordan River. For 3 years, there was no rain in Israel.
Impossible. I won't allow it. Baal, make it rain this instant.
Crops failed, rivers and brooks dried up. King Ahab was desperate. In fact, his wife Jezebel even hunted down most of the prophets of God that were left in Israel.
Off with their heads.
But through it all, God provided food and water for Elijah. In the 3rd year of the drought, God spoke to Elijah again.
Go, speak to Ahab. Then I will send rain on the land.
You do realize he wants to kill me. Okay, here goes.
As Elijah traveled to the palace, he met King Ahab on the road.
Is that you, you troubler of Israel?
I haven't made trouble for Israel. You have.
Yeah, well, I'm rubber your glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you.
You've abandoned the Lord and followed Baal.
What else? He's more popular.
You want a showdown? Fine. Gather all the people and meet me on Mount Carmel. Oh, and bring all the prophets of Baal.
Oh, you're on.
King Ahab sent a message throughout the land, and the Israelites gathered on Mount Carmel, along with 450 of the prophets of Baal.
How long will you go back and forth between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal's God, follow him. I'm the only prophet of the Lord left, but Baal has 450 prophets. Hey, get 2 bulls for us. Let Baal's prophets prepare one of the bulls and place it on an altar to Baal, but not light it. I'll put the other bull on an altar to the Lord. The God who answers by fire, well, he is God.
What you say is good.
The prophets of Baal prepared a bull as a sacrifice and placed it on the altar to Baal.
Baal, this is for you. Light this bull on fire. Hey, Baal, answer us.
From morning until noon, the prophets of Baal danced around the altar, calling on their false god.
Hey, shout louder. Maybe he's asleep or on a trip.
The prophets of Baal danced harder and shouted louder all through the afternoon, but there was still no answer. At last, Elijah stood up.
Enough! Come here to me.
Elijah took 12 large stones and rebuilt an altar to the Lord. Then he took the bull and sticks of wood and placed them on the stones and dug a deep trench around the entire altar. He turned to several of the Israelites and said,
Fill 4 large jars with water and pour it on the offering and the wood.
You do know wet wood doesn't burn, right?
Just do it. Now do it again. Do it a 3rd time.
The wood became so wet, water even flowed down the altar and filled the trench.
Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, let everyone know that you are the one true God. Answer me, Lord, so these people will know that you are God and that you are turning their hearts back again.
There was a long moment of silence. Everyone waited, breathless. And then, fire fell from heaven onto the altar and instantly burned up the wet wood and the sacrifice, even licking up the water in the trench. The people fell on their faces.
The Lord is God!
Terrified, the prophets of Baal tried to escape, but were captured and wiped out. Elijah turned to King Ahab.
Go, eat and drink, for there is the sound of a heavy rain.
Though the sky was completely clear, in a short time a tiny cloud appeared. More clouds joined the first. They turned dark and black. The wind rose, and fat drops of rain splattered onto the dry earth for the first time in 3 years. Filled with God's strength and joy, Elijah raced ahead of King Ahab's chariot to the city. God had done the impossible.
Music can help when you need a boost, but if you really want to know how to deal with the impossible, you should read the Bible. The things that seem impossible to us are totally possible for God. Listen, God sent fire down from heaven. He parted the Red Sea. He made the sun stand still. Jesus walked on water. He calmed a storm just by telling it to be quiet. He came back from the dead. Oh, and God created the earth, the sky, and the entire universe from nothing. God can do anything. Do you know what that means? It means that when you're having one of those days, or weeks, or months, or years, where things seem impossible, you can trust that God is still with you and that He's still in control. He can make your impossible seem small. Can you believe all that music fits onto this little thing? Doesn't seem possible. Here's the one thing to remember today. God can do the impossible, and music can inspire us along the way. I'll see you next time.
That was a great story. What are some things that seem impossible to you? Well, I'm about to challenge my friends. Are you ready? Let's do this. I'm gonna bring out my friend Olivia, and she's gonna bring a music stand with her. You can also use a table. So, this challenge is called the paralyzed finger. So Olivia, I'm gonna get you to put your hand down on the table and tuck your middle finger in so both of your knuckles are on the table. Now, you have to lift every single finger individually and see if you can do it. 1, 2. She can barely lift her ring finger without her pinky. Can you guys do that at home? Now I'm gonna get Olivia to bring up a chair. I'm gonna get you to sit down. Now take your right leg and move it counterclockwise. No, the other way. There you go. Now, take your hand and try to draw a figure 8 with your finger.
I can't do that.
It's pretty hard.
It is tough.
Those were some pretty tricky challenges. I hope you guys had the chance to try them out. Now, Joe's gonna close us in prayer.
Dear God, thank you that nothing is impossible for you. Whether it's sending flames of fire from heaven, being in charge of the rain, or meeting us in our own difficult situations, there is nothing that is impossible for you. Help us to remember to come to you and your word every time we see something impossible. Please help us help others see that you are the God of their impossible situations too. We love you. We choose to trust you and proclaim the truth that God can do the impossible. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.